right now with the Nile and with the water. Now the African feels the Egypt again because you know that the Nile Museum got some collection from some countries, the Nile countries.
Nile basin countries.
Yes. So this is really something because again Egypt back to African people, Egypt back to African, and to be communicated through culture. And this is really important, and Nile culture. And to represent some of the collection, if you saw the collection of the other countries, you can feel Egyptian, you can feel the Egyptian civilization. And yesterday I saw the museum and I said something. This is the extent of the ancient Egyptian civilization to the African countries. The sound, the smell, the taste of our civilizations there. And this is also sound that the African love Egypt a lot.
Definitely, and it's high time for Africa to be united, isn't it?
Yes.
So again, the contribution has a significance and has a reading.
Yes.
And
it's a political and historical relationship, civilization, and everything, tradition, everything. The museum say a lot of messages.
Definitely. We'll get back to those messages, and with every museum there is a story, and with every museum there is a message. And with every museum there are secrets. So we'll know more from you, Mrs. Elham, about that. Well, Dr. Nour, tell me more about archaeology, your love for the field. So you specialize in the field, and you're teaching it at the same time.
Yes, I am graduated from Cairo University, archaeology department, Egyptology, and I complete my high study to take the doctoral thesis.
Right.
And as for archaeology, it search for in a human being in history as a whole, and it is very interesting when you work at excavation.
What attracted you, Dr. Nour, in the first place, as a young female to enter this field of archaeology? And what would you tell girls, the youth today, who would be quite interested for the field? You know, we all love our country. We love the Egyptian heritage. We are really interested to know more about our deep-rooted culture and history and traditions. So what would you tell the young females who would love to join the antiquities?
Especially females. Yes.
Is it hard? Is it a hard job later on to work in the field of archaeology?
We have different branches in our job, like to be a curator at the museum and to be at the excavator in a field, in a desert field, and so on. It may be hard when they work as excavator in the terrible sites like desert and so on. It may be some dangerous for the girls and so on. But there are many girls
many pluses, you know.
Many enthusiastic to do that and to go there.
Well, Mrs. Elham, tremendous number of museums all over the country in the different Egyptian governorates. The people would love to know more about the state's efforts today at the Ministry of Antiquities to take good care of them. This is a treasure.
Yes, it is.
And it's not a treasure only for Egypt, but for mankind as a whole. What are we doing today?
Today we are working again to renovate some of the museum. Now we are working in Islamic Museum to renovate it after what happened to the Islamic Museum. Malawi Museum again started to complete the building, and we are working on the scenario of the Malawi Museum. And I was last week in museum in Asyut, Elham Museum. It's a historical building. We are going to open it with its collection for the Asyut community, a museum. And I was in Aton Museum also. They come in Arab is going to start work again in Aton Museum to open soon. This will be a magnificent museum. It will be in Minya. It's a really wonderful museum. And And also we are working as a
we want some breaking news tonight on the debate, so some secrets from how amazing it is.
Actually, Elham Museum, it will be something, because this is museum will represent a right word of historical museum, because Elham was العمدة of Asyut. The building itself is 10 or starting 02 and open 10, and this guy housed the King Farouk in his house, and the house still has the collection. All the collection of the house, clothes, furnitures, and
fabulous.
This is the first time to represent its collection, so it means in its situ, in its context. And also it's a wonderful historical building. It's Italian design and motifs, Italian motifs. So this is something will be soon, inshallah, we work on. Malawi is going to open this year, inshallah. So Hague Museum has got, inshallah, well, it will be open this year too. Islamic Museum will be open soon. And Islamic Museum now in a good shape, in other shape, in educational shape. It will be, it will have something for blind people. It will be have for the children. It will have a story, cartoon story, books, children books, and also a hands-on. And this is not the tradition in our museum. We are going to put some replica close to the rare artifacts for all people to touch it.
Right.
Yeah, to feel the artifacts, to talk, to have a link, to have a dialogue with the artifacts.
So we have a creative dimension today regarding the approach has differed.
Yeah, we have mobile application in Islamic Museum. We will have 3 websites for the grand Egyptian museums: the Egyptian Museum, Islamic Museum, and the Coptic Museum soon. And also we have a committee for registration and documentation of the collection of Egypt. Or all the object in Egypt, inshallah. Soon it will be working, and we have centralized department of registration and documentation in Nemek, the Civilization Museum. This is something. And also museum now started museum education departments. All museum opened or closed or under renovation or under construction, or the group or the curator working with the community, in a school, in the museum, and with NGO, with different things. We are working. We work in university. We try to tell something our museum now with the community, and we have something on the floor now. People start to see us. I want to send a message to all our Egyptian community. Please see us. Please come to the museum. Please listen to your heritage.
Yeah.
You will find yourself in museums.
Right. Finding themselves, Dr. Nour, in museums. And here is an appeal on behalf of the head of the museum sector for the people to come and see and feel their heritage and be proud of what we do have on Egyptian soil. In your opinion, in your vision, how can we make that quite appealing? Is it that the country should provide more facilities? Is it that the fact that you, in contact with the youth at universities, should encourage that more? What shall we do?
Of course, we must try in all stage to encourage our student, maybe from the secondary school and the primary school and so on. We started from this age. Anyone go to the museum, of course, you will be another person.
Fascinated,
Yes. Of course, we, the curators and the administrator of this museum must put a plan to how to admire their protection and so on to other students. And how they can arrange in a suitable way project and so on to collect all these students to these places. It is very important to see their civilization in actual being and to be a tangible site.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Mrs. Elham, this sense of interaction that you talked about concerning the replicas that are going to be present in the museums, how about the real treasures? How are we preserving them today, like the tomb of...
now, as I told you, is that we have a committee for registration, documentation, all our artifacts, inshallah, in all magazines and all museums. And also the way to display the artifacts, the way you're doing a lot of exhibition, temporary exhibition, to send abroad exhibition. It's a way of preservation because it's a publication, it's a label, it's a banner, it's information, it's a lot of messages out of the country and also in the country. So it's a kind of preservation. It's a way of preservation. Preservation, not just a magazine and a good place of preservation. No, it's a lot of publication, a lot of stories, a lot of messages, a lot of temporary exhibition, a lot of working on collection with our community.
Right.
Interaction or engagement or inclusion. Because nowadays we are working as a colleague in museum to think about excluded people. The people, they are not see the museum. The people, they don't know what is the museum. The people against their heritage.
Right. Well, it's a lovely topic actually, and a rich culture and a rich heritage. Well, let us know more about the discoveries that has been made by archaeologists recently, and watch out this report, and we'll be back.
An ancient reproduction of the mythical tomb of Osiris has been discovered in the necropolis of Sheikh Abdel Qurna on the west bank of Thebes. The Spanish-Italian archaeological team, along with the Ministry of Antiquities, made the discovery. The site resembles the tomb of Osiris as described by ancient Egyptian mythology. Essentially, it is a smaller version of Osirian, the symbolic tomb built by Pharaoh Seti I in Luxor. Researchers discovered the carving of Osiris and a room with a wall depicting a demon holding two knives. The symbolism is very evident in the tomb according to Luxor Times magazine. Based on other tombs that contain comparable Osirian artifacts, researchers are able to date the newly discovered tomb back to the 25th or 26th dynasty. Another tomb was discovered in the area of Abu Sir, southwest of Cairo. The burial place is believed to belong